Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery, Smart Money Alliance, IIMFL, and it is a beautiful Monday morning, August 17th, 2020, 7:59 a.m. Central. We didn't have our call on Friday. Apologize for that, but we're back strong today and some very practical information that we're going to go through. The goal is twofold: to make sure that we're all crystal clear on the implementation process. Now, certainly Jennifer is here to support you and assist you, but I think if we just go through it diligently over the next few minutes, we'll be able to answer most of your questions proactively. And then also really share with you some exciting updates in terms of our two new distribution models that we're adding. So with that being said, let's start with the implementation process review. And I'm working off the email that we sent to you this morning that you should see on your screen now. The Capital Ready Package 2.0, let's talk about that a little bit. So the first Capital Ready package launched back in November, December of 18. And that's what Chuck and I put together when we first formed the nonprofit and brought forth what we had learned through the SBDC, which we had both worked for, as well as the input from others. And it was a 10-step process, and it looked really good on paper, but the end result, it was too long of a journey. And so we made some changes earlier this year, 2020, and went from Capital Ready Package Plan 1.0 to 2.0. and with several improvements. So we've consolidated down the steps. There's no longer 10 steps. We have a focus on putting together the loan package immediately in the first 30 days. We've eliminated the upfront processing fee. It was $300 and it had gone to $499 to make it more accessible. Now, with the additional overlay of the extra support and education, it's just on fire, and that's what actually we called it here. So, when we're able to help small business owners develop the knowledge, position them to have the resources, and guarantee them to have at least a $100,000 capital raise, that's a strong proposition. So when we went from 1.0 to 2.0, we did some good things, but it's actually layering in the extra support and education that exists now that is really making a difference. And I'll flip over screens in a moment and show that more to you. But what I'm saying is that you can enroll someone in the Capital Ready Package 2.0. You can plug them into the entrepreneurship program, which includes that overlay of education. Not saying that you have to, but it's strongly recommended. So that way we're helping them with the technical steps and you're educating them. In week 1, you educate them about business plans and planning for successful business. Week 2, building business credit. Week 3, financial management. Week 4, banking and money. I was in the office over the weekend getting caught up, and even yesterday morning on Sunday morning, I have a client that was brought in that just wonderful woman. So I'm not saying anything negative, don't misinterpret, but she's financially illiterate. So with that, there is a disconnect between reality of how finance works and what she thought. And so she's a great reason why we should aggressively be seeking to bring people through the educational curriculum concurrent to the Capital Ready Package Program 2.0, so they know, so they understand. It's not their fault, it's our fault as a society. We've not done a good enough job preparing people so they really understand the basics. If you were to do a survey of small businesses and ask them, and so we're talking about small businesses that have formed. Maybe they're not operational yet, but they formed. They have their entity, their EIN, and their bank account. We'll call that formation. And if you were to do a survey of small businesses and ask, do you have interim financial statements? Most of them would have a glossy look in their eyes because they don't even know what that means. And again, that's not their fault. That's our problem to solve. And that, of course, is addressed in week 4 of the educational curriculum. So with that being said, if we kind of lock arms here, walk shoulder to shoulder, we can have some significant, some massive impact based upon getting them capital, but we've got to educate them along the way. So the point here is you can enroll them in the Capital Ready Package 2.0, which we'll go through the steps in just a second, and plug them in to your educational curriculum. Now, you're already being paid, so you wouldn't charge them again to go through the entrepreneurship program. That should be free to them because we need to build their loan package anyway, and you're already being paid for that. Okay, so let's go through the steps, and I want to make sure that you're firing off questions, because if all of this doesn't make perfect sense, if you're not able to take and package what we're talking about and go implement it 30 minutes from now, then we failed, right? That's the purpose today, is to go through and make sure that you know how to bring on clients properly in the Capital Ready Package 2.0. So you've got the Q&A box there in Zoom. Fire away, because we need to make sure questions are answered on this topic and you're ready to implement. Okay, so step 1 is you want to let them know about the Capital Ready Package 2.0. You can do that a number of ways, but we're providing free replicated websites. We can take a look at that here. And so on your free replicated website, this is the page, right? Capital Ready Package, there's a YouTube video here, and description, the guarantee, the typical timeline. So it's all here, right? So you don't have to come up with new information. It's to educate them with the content that's here. Okay, moving forward then. So they say, yep, I want to move forward. I want that guaranteed $100,000 capital raise. Great, I can go ahead and get you started. There is no upfront fee, but there is a refundable deposit. The refundable deposit's $2,500. I can go ahead and collect that from you today so we can get started without delay. How does that sound? And so at that point, there's only 3 answers probably that they can give you. Yes, let's do it. Or no, I don't have $2,500 for a refundable deposit. Then that's great. What are you going to do? You're going to pivot them over, aren't you? Probably to the 4-week Access to Capital program, or specifically the entrepreneurship program, because now they can get started for only $99. So you start with the Capital Ready, and then you pivot over to the low price point if needed, or if it's a better fit for them. So you're going to collect the money from them for preferably the Capital Ready Package 2.0, or just simply the entrepreneurship program. And as you know, we do a 50-50 split. No one can dispute the value of that. You keep half and you submit us half. You might say, well, why are you responsible for collecting half? 2 reasons. Number 1, you've got the relationship with them and the ongoing conversation. And then secondly, you want to maximize your gross income. It was like 2 weeks ago, we talked about the business credit line that's available to our financial literacy educators. And it's based upon the gross income that you're generating into your business is going to qualify for the underwriting, serve as the collateral, and demonstrate the cash flow for you to get up to a $100,000 business credit trade line. Well, if you're collecting the gross amount and then paying us half, so you have a 50% profit margin, that shows more deposits in your bank account than if we were to reverse that, where we collected it and then sent you half. So you want that optimal gross income. Plus, again, you're the one talking to them. And also, we want to make sure that you're representing it properly. Back in months in the past, we had some clients that had a negative impression of us wrongfully because the rep that brought them on, the sales distribution partner, misrepresented what the client was getting. Now we don't have to worry about that because you're the one that's explaining it to them and collecting their deposit. So we're all on the same page. Number 4 is, as I mentioned, ideally then you would go ahead and run them through the entrepreneurship program. So you're not charging them again, but so they've enrolled in the Capital Ready Package, which is here. But then you go ahead and you'll know they enrolled, right? Because they gave you $2,500. There's no mystery to it. Then you should be teaching these classes, which we've talked about ad nauseum, and then go ahead and plug them in. So no, they wouldn't pay an extra fee. I mean, you're getting $1,250 up front, a lot more later, which we'll talk about in a moment, but go ahead and just plug them into your classes. You already have these classes scheduled, right? We've already discussed that. You're working with Jennifer. You have probably one new class starting every week. Go ahead and take them through that educational curriculum. They're going to be so much stronger as an entrepreneur if you teach them than if you don't. All right, and then we're going to get after it and helping them build their loan package. So right away, for instance, we're going to give them access to live plans so we can start working on that step-by-step instruction model of building their business plan and financial projections and so forth. So they're going to see immediate traction, immediate activity. They're going to be working with you, going through the educational curriculum that you're teaching each week, whether it be in person or online. And then we're going to be working with them, for example, right away in starting on their business plan and financial projections. It's a great collaboration. Toussaint asked, how do you collect payments? Well, it's your business, Toussaint, so it's up to you how you collect money from your clients. So I suspect that you all are set up with a merchant card account through your local bank or a national company and you're accepting credit cards. Maybe you have other means, PayPal, maybe you accept checks, maybe you accept cash. I don't know how you're collecting payment, but that's your business. You're an entrepreneur, so it's up to you. I would recommend collecting off credit cards because that is convenient, and then that's going to build your credit card deposits so you qualify for the maximum business credit trade line if that's of interest to you. Great question, Toussaint. And so Toussaint has another question. So, what is his role? Well, he is a board member, as I think most of you are. You're all welcome to be, and a financial literacy educator. So they're paying you your business. You're not acting as our agent. You're an entrepreneur. We're in a collaboration relationship. We have an executed DocuSign agreement that states what we do and what you do. And so your business is collecting that from them. All right, and then number 6, thank you, Toussaint, for those 2 questions. And then we're going to work through that loan package. It's set up as a 4-week process. We all know that, right? We've seen this and we've gone through this many, many times. And so when they're in the Capital Ready program 2.0, we don't stop at a capital match. We actually develop what's called a CAP, a capital acquisition plan, and then we help them implement. And that's the big difference, right? If someone just enrolls in the standalone entrepreneurship program, we stop here. But if they're enrolled in the full Capital Ready package, then we don't stop there. Then we're going to actually work with them. And we guarantee we're contractually responsible. We've promised, we've guaranteed, we're liable to help them raise at least $100,000. That's the difference, the main difference between just the 4-week building of the loan package and educating versus actually carrying that through. Big difference, right? Well, and the other difference is there's no upfront cost, asterisk, for the Capital Ready package. There's no processing fee anymore. We threw that out the window. There is a refundable deposit, but as you understand, a refundable deposit is refundable. Where the entrepreneurship program, they're paying, right? They're paying 4 payments of $99 or 1 payment of $396, and that's not refundable. So the Capital Ready package is actually cheaper, but it has a larger deposit. Okay, so those are the simple steps. And I'd like each of you, and there's so many bright minds on this morning. We got Angela, Angelica, Annette, April, Ashley, Kwong, Desmond, Diamond, Dion, Edward, Alyssa, Eric, Jackie, James, Jennifer, John, Joseph, Madison, Monique, Natalie, Peggy, Peter, Ron, Rudy, Samuel, Steve, Teresa, Toussaint, Travis, William, and others. So if this isn't crystal clear, this is a great time to seek clarification. So what we're doing is we're marrying up 2 things. We're going to bring them the Capital Ready package, which is going to give you more upfront income, which is the next thing we're going to show you. Go back on the email on the prior screen, and we're generating guaranteed results for them. And then concurrently, you're going to provide the educational piece and that primary point of contact, because after each educational topic, you're going to help them implement. You're going to educate them and help them implement. You're going to educate them and help them implement, right? Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So what's in it for you? Because I know we all want to make the world a better place and help other people, but you need to think about yourself as well. So let's cover that. So the gross income, and you'll be teaching this in week 4 to them, right? Because a lot of small business owners don't understand the difference between gross and net income. Gross income is what's deposited into your bank account. Does that mean that there's not any expenses? Of course, that's too good to be true. There's almost always going to be what's called COGS, or costs, cost of goods sold or cost of services sold. But your gross income, which is going to drive your access to capital through that business credit line I talked about, is $2,500, because that's what they're paying you. And you have a 50% profit margin, which is exceptional. There are not many business models that have a 50% profit margin. Look it up. Very, very rare. So you've got optimal gross income, and you've got a huge profit margin, because, right, you're splitting it. We're splitting it. You're splitting. We're both splitting it 50-50. Now, it doesn't stop there. That's the upfront income that's in your pocket right now. Then we move over to the fact that after their capital raise, now we understand that their capital raise may not come all in one tranche. It may come in multiple tranches or multiple installments based upon the client circumstances. Then you're going to share in that. How much of that you share is based upon your relationship with us. It's up to 5%. And so with that, for example, every $100,000 that the client raises, you get $5,000 off of. Let's say it's a real estate client, and we go do a $500,000 commercial property. How much is your take? In this example, $25,000. Not bad, right? And that is, of course, all yours. There's not a 50% profit margin. We're stating specifically what you receive. And then the third revenue stream is that if you want, you can write the key person policy. If you don't want to write it, that's fine. We've got many other great people that will write it for you. You don't have to write the policies if you don't want to. Okay, so let's look at a couple of these questions. Monique says, no question, she likes it, easy to market, thank you. And Monique, you're one of the best marketers I've ever seen, and I mean that sincerely. Samuel asked about the payment plan. That's a great point, and the answer is yes. So if you back into this, Samuel, you need to submit in half to us. So let's say, Samuel, that the client wants to pay $1,250 now of the refundable deposit and the other $1,250 at some point later. You're in complete control, Samuel. So if you want to take that other $1,250 and break it into weekly or monthly or annual payments, it's your half, right? So you can do whatever you want for a payment plan for your half. Now, again, as we talked about, sometimes the $2,500 refundable deposit is just out of reach of some entrepreneurs. Not a problem. What are you going to do? You're going to move them over to the right program, then get them over to the entrepreneurship program, which is actually the page I was on. And now they're down to $99 out of pocket. They won't have the guaranteed $100,000 capital raise, of course, but they don't have to pay the deposit either. Okay, let's go to the next. Good question, Sam. So yes, you can, on your half, set up whatever payment arrangements you want. You can even defer it to after their capital raise. That is up to you, Sam. Great question. Jason asked, at what point do we introduce the Capital Ready package as financial literacy educators? So you're going to want to plug them in as soon as they enroll, Jason, and you'll know when they've enrolled, right? Because you've collected the money. There's no mystery there. So then you'll go ahead and submit in half, just like Jackie did this morning. She's already got one under her belt already this morning. And so you'll submit half, and then at that time, you'll go ahead and plug them into your Eventbrite so they can start going through the educational curriculum. Okay. Great question, Toussaint. Teresa asked, how do you explain the refundable part? Well, that's a good question. Let's go over here and see how it's explained. So and you'll have our free replicated website, right? We provide those. Jennifer is your point of contact on that. And so here's how we explain it. Now, maybe you would explain it differently, but it says, with the grant subsidization, the normal $4.99 enrollment/processing fee is being waived and only a $2,500 refundable deposit is collected at the time of the enrollment. The deposit is fully returned as long as the client complies with the grant requirements, meaning that they work with us to raise at least $100,000. If they turn around and help, we work together and we raise $50,000 and they say, oh, that's it, that's enough, I quit, then we've not met the grant requirements. They don't get their deposit back. Just like if you go lease an apartment for 12 months, you say after 6 months, oh, I'm done, I move out, you don't get the deposit back. So Teresa, this is how we describe it. And we would encourage you as much as possible to stick with the approved content, right? If you show them this YouTube video live or give them the link, it's approved content. If you share with them any content on this page, it's approved content. We want to make sure that we're transparent and accurate with the prospects so they know what they're getting. And if they know what they're getting, they're going to be happy. Anytime we have unhappy, it's almost always because there's a disconnect between what they thought they were getting based on how it was explained and reality. Thank you, Teresa, for that. Samuel asked, can we take a client both through the SBA Express and the Capital Ready 2.0? And that would make no sense to do that. No, that's duplicating. You're double dipping with the client. There's no reason to do that, because if they qualify for an SBA loan after going through the Capital Ready program, we can assist them with that source of capital. Remember, we're going to put together a capital acquisition plan, and it may be for an SBA loan. So there's no reason at all to enroll someone both in SBA Express and Capital Ready. That's redundant. Angelica says, I need to know where in New York I could look with someone for the classes. Well, you're going to teach the classes, Angelica, and you can teach them in New York or wherever you would like. We have a whole breadth of topics that you can teach that are on your replicated websites. And then most importantly is the curriculum that's described here. So yeah, Angelica, you would just look to yourself, and you're the one that should be teaching this, in person or online, or combination. I know some of you do in a combination. All right. Yeah, so for the real estate, anyone that's wanting, so there's not different processes based upon industry. So if someone wants to start a donut shop, or someone wants to buy real estate, those are of course different business models, but that doesn't change the process. You're going to enroll them in the Capital Ready package. You're going to collect the $2,500 refundable deposit. You're going to take them through these steps that we've talked about. So yeah, there's not a difference of industry. All right. Teresa says she's got it. Yep, for the replicated website, you're just, again, we provide those for free. You'll just get with Jennifer and it'll have your contact information. We can put whatever gender and demographics you want on the front. Of course, it'll have your contact us information. And when people fill out the forms, it'll notify you. It's all good, but Jennifer's your point of contact for that, Dion. All right, so Annette says her client's in the SBA Express program and wants $165,000. She's asking about upgrading. Absolutely, yeah. So if the client's not in the right program, and we see that periodically, you can collect the difference, and we can upgrade them into the Capital Ready Package 2.0. So that is fine. Annette. Sijasant says, just to be clear, should a company owner plan to spend $2,500? Okay, yeah. So what he's asking very politely, which I appreciate, is, what are the expenses that the client should anticipate? Well, we know in the Capital Ready package, there's a refundable deposit of $2,500. As Sam asked earlier, if you want to break that up into smaller pieces, you certainly can. So that's up to you. And that's one way that some of you have done it, is you're collecting half of this up front, and then that leaves them the budget of $1,250 to cover their key person policy. So if you've done that, then their entire out of pocket is $2,500, and then of course the full $2,500 is still refundable. But there very well could be incidental costs to a capital raise. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that the client hasn't formed their entity yet. And we're not out selling, let us form your LLC or C Corp or S Corp. So there's not like some ulterior motive. But if they've not even formed an entity yet, then that could be an expense if they've not done that yet. Does that mean that they have to have formed an entity before they enroll? No. But there's cost of setting up a business properly. I was just in a conversation this morning with someone that doesn't have the ability to produce their interim financial statements, which of course is called profit and loss or income statement, the balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. Well, that's real easy if you use QuickBooks. This client's not using QuickBooks. Well, they need to use QuickBooks or something like that, and they can get a free trial, or they can work with their CPA or their bookkeeper to provide it, but it's not like we're buying them QuickBooks. So it's important to understand, to have a properly set up business. You need a website, right? We don't sell websites, so there's not some bait and switch. We're trying to sell them a website, but the bottom line is they're going to need some sort of website presence to seem credible. So obviously there's the basics of having a properly set up business that they may need to budget for. But until we've gone through the process, before we collected all the data, we don't know what they have and what they don't have. And what they do have and don't have and what they need could vary based upon the type of capital we're going after, because some sources of capital don't require some things and others do. All right, hopefully that helped. Desant is a little bit muddy probably. Oh yeah, I didn't get to the bottom. Thank you for holding me accountable, Desant. So let's scroll down. Let's get over to this for a moment. So distribution model updates. I'd forgotten about this until he prompted me. Thank you. So we had an affiliate program back with CRP 1.0, and it worked pretty well. We had almost 4,000, not quite, but almost 4,000 affiliates. We had a couple changes. We had in-house affiliate managers. We had Brittany, and she did a great job. She left, and then Charlotte came in, and then Charlotte's in the military. She got deployed, and so everything kind of got put on hold. And so, but really all that was still built off of 1.0. So we are moving forward. We are moving forward with putting together a new affiliate program. The new affiliate program is going to have some very great attributes. It'll have override commissions, probably 3 to 5 layers deep. It'll have revenue share on the front end and back end and so forth. But what we realize is we need to outsource that. There's only so much time in the day. So we are looking for what we call an affiliate manager, or maybe more appropriately labeled as a master affiliate. And essentially we're going to outsource that whole affiliate program to them. They're going to set up the comp level that they want to offer. They're going to bring on the affiliates. Of course, we got 3,000 we can throw their way, but they're going to bring on the affiliates. They're going to manage the affiliates. We will just manage the relationship with the affiliate manager / master affiliate. We will not be in contact at all with the affiliates. That'll be the role of the affiliate manager / master affiliate. So it's a huge opportunity. If you know anything about affiliate or affinity marketing, this is a big deal. We're not charging anything for that, but essentially we're outsourcing it. So we've posted an ad. We've interviewed 3 people so far, but if any of you are interested in being an affiliate manager / master affiliate, that's great. But understand, we're going to get you half of all the income, half the front end, half the back end, and then you manage it, right? So it's not a W-2 position. I wouldn't even consider it a 1099. It's a collaborative endeavor where you're developing and managing that affiliate program, because our current affiliate program is not active. Secondly, we've talked some last week, and we're in the process of building out a call center. We've had a number of you that have shown interest in burning up the phones, but we realized we need a call center manager. We need structure, or we're not going to be able to accomplish what we want. So we're in the process of looking for a structured call center, and then any of you that might want to contribute to that, we'll get you plugged in. We do have a call today, a follow-up call with a gentleman that has 43 call center reps that hopefully will work out. I don't know. But if you have the knowledge and ability to develop and launch a call center, great. We'd love to talk to you about that. If you know someone that might be a call center that we could contract with, that would be great. The call center folks, we're paying an hourly wage plus back-end bonus, where in contrast, the affiliate manager master affiliate is just a pure revenue split. So two very different models. There's obviously a lot more money here, but there's hourly pay here. All right, so with that, let's get back to your questions and make sure that we answered all of them. Let's see. Tucson asked about the affiliate manager. So you probably typed that before I described it. So here, we're going to contract with someone that's going to develop and manage the affiliate model. They're going to get their own software. We used Post Affiliate Pro in the past. It's cheap, it's reliable, it's used by many affiliate programs, but you don't have to use Post Affiliate Pro. But if you're the affiliate manager, you get the software. You go recruit your own affiliates. We can throw 3,000 of them at you, but you go recruit your own affiliates. You manage the affiliates, and then we're sending you half the revenue, and you manage that, right? So whatever you want to pay out, however many layers deep that you want to pay, it needs to be at least 3. That's fine. Whatever's left over, you keep, right? So it's a revenue share model. So a couple of you ask, how much could that be? Well, we certainly need to be generating at least 100 Capital Ready package deals per week from the affiliate side. So let's do the math. So if you have your half as the affiliate manager, which is 1,250 times 100 a week, that's 125,000 a week. And then there's a little more than 4 weeks in a month. So it'd be about a $500,000 a month budget that you're operating, about $6 million a year. But how much profits left over is based upon you, because you're deciding what the affiliate payout is, how many layers, and you're managing your expenses. For the call center, this is just hourly. We've hired 6 people as of this morning so far, and they're paid hourly plus incentives. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's see, on marketing methods, probably don't have quite enough time to go into that, but we've got a couple recorded YouTube videos that you'll find that might be helpful on the career page of IIMFL. And it talks about 10 sources of leads, strategies for approaching key influencers. I think, Alyssa, you may find some good information there. Samuel, yep, you'll get with Jennifer if you want to go through it or need help taking clients through it. Jennifer's your point person. Deanne's asking about regional directors. Absolutely, we have regional directors and branch managers. That's a different distribution model. We're going to have multiple distribution models, and regional directors are very much needed. And there's no cost to be a regional director, of course. Desmond, I think I probably just answered your question on the affiliate manager. If you have a follow-up, let me know. Leads. Yeah, just get with Jennifer and she can talk to you about the different sources of leads. And then also there's information about leads right here on this training video on the career page of IIMFO. And so Jackie's asking about the different distribution models. So there are the financial literacy educators, which is what you all are. And so I think you're probably acutely familiar with that. That value proposition is clearly stated here on the career page. And this is the financial literacy educator support call. So what we talk about most Mondays through Fridays, 8 o'clock Central, is that role. And then we're going to be launching an affiliate program, but we don't have an affiliate manager yet. We don't have a master affiliate yet. And he or she will dictate exactly what that proposition looks like. So that's more news to come. And then the call center is not a different distribution model. It's really just a different way to generate leads. And so that is not a unique distribution model. Branch managers probably would be the other. Branch managers are really our leadership team. They're more involved with their local community, and they have the highest comp level. Okay, let's see. Tucson asks, what specific types of tasks will prospective clients be asked to perform to achieve a minimum $100,000 capital raise? Well, that's a great question. So let's go back over to the Capital Ready package. To be able to do that, you need to raise $100,000. You need to be able to meet the underwriting criteria of the selected source of capital. And so we're going to need to figure out what their capital acquisition plan is and help them meet those criteria. What they have to do will vary based upon the type of capital raise. All right, well, we've ran long. Thank you for your time. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.